Hi guys, this is Peter of freegamer.dk. Perhaps you have been watching our first few videos. We have promised to play a lot of old PC games, and we will start looking for console games as well to show off in the future. Right now we are working on getting a lot of screen recordings of games like this. And we're also working on our website, which will feature small articles written by me in particular, links to all our YouTube videos, and perhaps at some point we'll make some competitions or giveaways where you can achieve some of those cool goods that we're carrying home from thrift stores all over the country, and perhaps we'll also set up a little web shop at some point, but that's not part of the plan right now. I've been thrift shopping and I have a lot of cool games that I have brought home with me. All of these games are less than $1. Please remember, less than $1. And well, a few of them is actually more than $1. But well, the first game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, from 2009, still valid, very good game, very good war game, and yeah, perhaps the game I've played most in history, and now I'm gonna play it again. And Medal of Honor, War Chest, also a classic, quite an old one too. When is it from? I'm not quite sure. Let's see, 2004. We are talking 12 years ago, but a cool game that we're going to have a look at a later date. Then we have another war game, Company of Heroes, the DirectX 10 edition. This is also a rather old game. It's 10 years old, from 2006, but it runs perfectly on small to medium setups on your PC. You will need next to nothing hardware-wise to play this game. Fantastic game. I've been playing it a lot earlier, and I will play it again. The graphics are actually quite okay when you think about how old this game is. And then I found a lot of Star Wars games. This is the first one. Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds with Darth Vader on the front. I've never ever played this game before. It's from 2001, so it's 15 years old. Well, this one we will test very soon because I'm really looking forward to getting into the action. Okay, another war game, Panzers, codename Panzers, Phase 1. Another cool game. Should run smoothly on, yeah, more or less all setups. If you have a computer and it's still able to be turned on and can run, you can probably run this. Unless your computer is like a 386. Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2. A classic if you're into Lord of the Rings. I've played this a little before. I do not remember this game as being particularly good, but well, now I found it again. I will check it out. Empire Total War. This is the Special Forces edition, and it's in a cool cardboard box. I think it's a rather old game. When is it from? It doesn't really say here. Well, whatever. Also, like the other games, should run smoothly on most setups. We'll test this shortly. This is a game that might take some time for me to get into. I remember playing some of those Empire games earlier, and they're not like you just sit down and play, so let's see. And Empire Earth collection with 2 games in one. We're gonna install this shortly. Let's have a look at it. What else do we have? Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like the other game, never played this before. This is a little newer. Yeah, this one is from 2004. But yeah, definitely one of the first games we're going to check out. Also should run smoothly on all setups. So, SimCity World Edition, SimCity 3000. Oldie but goodie. When is this from? It doesn't really say. Whatever, we all know SimCity, the beloved game from our childhood. I think I played my first SimCity on the Commodore 64. It was just like dots on a green background. When you build a house, like a black dot pops up, and that's a house. SimCity 3000 is a lot newer. Graphics are actually smooth, and they are what you need for a city building, a city construction simulator. Still a perfect game. Legion Arena, never played it before. It was cheap, from 2005. Should be able to run on a Pentium-free, 1 GHz, 256 megabytes of RAM. Graphics looks okay if you look on the back, but well, not quite sure about this one. Never played it. I'm looking forward to getting into it. So, Medieval 2, Total War. Most of you might have played this game. When is it from? I'm not quite sure actually. So, but whatever. Perfect strategy game. We're gonna test this also very soon. Should also run smooth on small scale laptops. Another Star Wars game. Galactic Battlegrounds Clone Campaigns. This is an expansion pack. And I'm going to install this over one of the others. I just need to find out how how they go together. Another Star Wars game, Force Unleashed, 2008, 2009, thereabout. Yeah, the Ultimate Sith Edition. It says right there. Well, some cool pictures of Darth Vader with his lightsaber on the back. It will take an Intel Core 2 Duo 2.4 GHz or AMD Athlon X2 5200 Plus to run this game. It will eat up 2 gigabytes of RAM and will require 25 gigs of hard drive. Still should be able to run on most newer computers. You will need what I call a medium setup for this. You can't play this on an ancient 90s computer, but you can definitely play it on a computer that's 5 or maybe even 10 years old. So, what's this? Dawn of War. Warhammer 40,000. There are a lot of Warhammer games here. Dawn of War. I never played any games in this series before, so I'm definitely looking into getting into this. 12 years old, from 2004. Strategy all the way, I think. Let's have a look at that later. Another classic, The Sims. This one is The Sims Unleashed. I think we also here in the bunch have the original The Sims game. But first, Neverwinter Nights, classic, which I played, so many times. It's from 2002. We're going to test this at some point, I don't know when. Not right now, because I've really played it a lot, and there are other games that I would more like to get into. Napoleon, Total War, Imperial Edition, also nice cardboard box. This one was actually $2. Also not a game that I have played before, so I'm looking very much forward to getting into the world of Napoleon. I'm trying to figure out how old this game is, but, well, funny enough, it doesn't say. But it talks about Windows 7, so it can't be that old. I think maybe less than 10 years. Another one, another Warhammer game, Dawns of War, Chaos Rising. I think we're going to make a couple of videos, maybe a series where we test all those Warhammer games one by one over a week or so. It might take a day or a half day to get into the game. So let's see. Only the Ruthless Survive. Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos. Most of you would know Warcraft, I hope. Today World of Warcraft is like the thing, but there was a time before World of Warcraft where we played Warcraft, Warcraft 2, and Warcraft 3. This is Warcraft 3. And this is more like a point your little figure or something and build something and build up an army and attack the others. So, Dawn of War, Winter Assault. This is also a Warhammer 40,000 game. Going to have a look at that. Another one, Warhammer, Mark of Chaos. I think this is a standalone thing. It's from 2006, 10 years old. Looks pretty nifty on the back. We'll look into that. Another war game. Company of Heroes, Opposing Fronts. As I just said before, Company of Heroes is one of my favorite series. This one's from 2007. I haven't actually played this one so much, so that is something that we're going to test. Another Warhammer game, Mark of Chaos, Battle March. Must be an add-on to the other one. I don't know exactly how these go together. This one is from 2008. All those Warhammer games should, by the way, be able to play on a rather slow PC. It takes a 128 megabyte video card, for example, like NVIDIA GeForce FX or ATI 9600 or similar. 2.4 gigahertz Intel Pentium 4 it requires. 3.2 gigahertz Intel Pentium 4 or equivalent AMD Athlon processor is recommended. 1 gig of RAM is recommended. 512 megabytes of RAM is required. Should play on most PCs today, even laptops. Here, The Sims, hot date. The case is broken, but whatever. The game is inside, I hope. Yeah, it's good to go. So, this one was originally 250 Danish kroner. Now it's 5. Empires, Dawn of the Modern World. Never played this before. From 2003, a very old game. Reminds me of some of the Commodore 64 games I used to play. Empire Earth. Haven't played that either. Also 2003. Gonna have a look at that. Medieval 2 Total War Gold Edition with Medieval 2 Total War Kingdoms. Very nice. Thick box with a somewhat huge manual. They're both inside. When are these from? Let's see. It doesn't even say, but I think these are at least 10 years old. We'll have a look at that. We'll get into the Medieval 2 gaming at a later point. Perhaps before playing this, Empire Earth 2. Look at that horse. 2005. Another strategy game. Build your city, build your army, defeat your opponents. And then, The Sims. From the developers of SimCity, The Sims. The original game from 2000. It's 16 years ago that The Sims was introduced on the PC. Perfect. I haven't played this for at least 14 years, I think. So, another Warhammer game. Dawn of War, won't talk too much about that because we're getting into it, and this one as well. Dawn of War Dark Crusade from 2006. There are a lot of those Warhammer games. And another Lord of the Rings. Ta-da! The Battle for Middle-earth. Graphics looks quite okay actually. How old is this thing? Let's see. From 2004, well that's impressive actually. Looks okay, but well, we'll see how the gameplay goes. It doesn't require too much. A 1.3 gigahertz processor, 3.5 gigs of hard disk. That's not enough. Oh, that's not much. And 256 megabytes of memory. That's close to nothing. Shogun 2 Total War. This is a limited edition, whatever that means. Includes 4 free exclusive unlocks. See back of box details. Well, I don't know really. We'll find out when we play it, and we'll do that soon because I love Shogun. I love the TV series, though it has absolutely nothing to do with that, but being a samurai, wow! Okay, Star Wars, Empire at War. Look at that walker. I used to build that in Legos. 2006, Lucasfilm. Looks okay. It's an old one. Unfortunately, I didn't find Dark Forces, and I'm still looking for Dark Forces. So if you have a copy of Dark Forces out there that you want to sell, like cheap, let me know, and we'll test it. Yeah. The last one, Neverwinter Nights 2. We had Neverwinter Nights in there. We'll make a 2 in a row video where we play Neverwinter Nights, and then we play Neverwinter Nights 2. If you've never played Neverwinter Nights, watch, because that's perhaps one of the one of the best games you're ever gonna play. And we're going to play number 1 and number 2. The 2 is from 2006. It needs no hardware at all. What's good about those ancient games is that you get the gameplay. You do not get the fancy graphics or 3D effects, or not very much at least. It won't look better on the 4K screen. But you can play them, and you can play them smoothly, and the gameplay is just as good as it was back then. And I think that even sometimes the gameplay in those old games is better than in the new games, because there are not all those cinematics all the time and all the videos you have to go through. The storylines are more narrow, less story, more gameplay. Yeah, that's what I like about them. So the games are still good, even though they are not new. They are still good to go, and they are still good to play, and there are tons of and hours of entertainment in them. Well, I found a couple of other interesting things that I just want to show you. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. A read along. This is a sound book you can put in your stereo, and then you can listen to Star Wars Episode 1. I've just thought that was funny. I probably never is going to use it, but, well, it was there, and it cost me $1 or something. And then this one, The Lord of the Rings, the old Warner Brothers Family Entertainment Edition, the predecessor to the movies that we saw decades later. This one is the 1978 version, and it's a cartoon, as you can see. And Frodo actually looks like Frodo, and I think that's quite funny. So I'm going to watch this, and perhaps I'll talk about it. This is a DVD copy from 2001. Looks like this inside. But yeah, I'll definitely watch it. So Lord of the Rings cartoon on DVD, 5 Danish kroner, less than $1. Well, I think that's about it. We played Dragon Age Origins last week. Did not get very far. We're going to continue with that today or tomorrow, and then we'll get into some of those new games that I just brought in. We still haven't looked at the ones we bought last week. Let's see. I think I'm going to try this one of these days, 442, just because I can, and because that football managing games are quite easy for me to get into, and this one as well, Serious Sam. I'll install that maybe later today and put up a video. Yeah, so that's it for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of games to look at during the coming weeks. Bye.